Whenever I was little, I went to a pediatric dental office and I felt very comfortable there. Like I was never afraid of the dentist at all. And I knew in high school that I wanted to do something in the medical field. And I was sitting in my dental office one day and it just hit me. I was like, I should be a dentist.
Originally, I'm from Nigeria. So growing up, I never saw a dentist. I came over to the US to continue my education. And it was that time in Michigan, I was at a charity event, seeing those dentists give their free time, to help people. I knew that was something I wanted to do.
Our school offers community service hours, rural rotations, and that's just the cool thing about WVU is that they're always looking to make our education better. And by doing so, we're more prepared when we go out in the real world.
What made WVU stand out for me was the family vibe that I got. Everybody's pulling for you. Everybody wants you to succeed. From the faculty to the students. It's like, well, we are more like one big family here.
Any relief that can be given to a student is life-changing, honestly. And so being able to be awarded scholarships, it's helped take some of the burden off.
I have a twin brother also in school at a different university. So just taking the stress off of me and like how I was going to be able to afford to come here. And it's just let me have more time to focus on school and then also spend time with my peers outside of school because I don't have to worry about making extra money on the side.
Our donors means everything to us. They make all these things possible, and without them, we wouldn't have these wonderful opportunities. It means a lot when somebody gives back.
Once I graduate, I definitely want to help give back to the community in the same way by donating to the scholarship fund that WVU offers.
Any donation that you can afford, it helps the students and makes us feel special and recognized for our efforts.
I'm a living witness of what someone giving could do, so yeah.